Good evening. It's Charles Lewis coming again from Diamond Mine headquarters. I wanted to talk to you today about mustard seed faith. So typically when people say all you need is faith of a mustard seed, it gives the insinuation that you only need a little bit of faith to get something done. And I kind of want to break this down. The mustard seed verse in the Bible passage is Matthew 17 and 20. And I'm reading out of the New King James Version. It says, because of your unbelief, for surely I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. But we got to kind of put this in context. So, starting in verse 14, Matthew 17, verse 14, the healing of a boy with a demon. It says, when they came to the crowd, a man approached Jesus and knelt before him. Lord, have mercy on my son, he said. He has seizures and is suffering greatly. He often falls into the fire or into the water. I brought him to your disciples, but they could not heal him. Jesus responds, oh, unbelieving and perverse generation, Jesus replied. How long shall I be with you? How long shall I stay with you? How long should I put up with you? Bring the boy here to me. Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of the boy, and he was healed from that moment. Then he goes on to say, because of your unbelief, for surely I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move here to there, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. All right, so I think people are misinterpreting this scripture to think that when you're believing for something, you can apply just a little bit of faith. And that's totally ridiculous, because if you've got a little bit of faith, that means you've got a lot of bit of doubt. No man can serve two masters. You're either in faith or you're in fear. It's just one or the other. There's no halfway. What they're trying to say here, faith as a mustard seed, when it says, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it'll move. Faith as a mustard seed. That means a mustard seed has faith. What does a mustard seed have faith in? The mustard seed, like any other seed, has faith in its potential. So that mustard seed is going to turn into a mustard plant. An apple seed is going to turn into an apple tree. A lemon seed is going to turn into a lemon tree. So it's not telling you to have faith as small, just little bitty faith. It's saying have faith in the potential of the seed that you're sowing in the ground and the harvest that it's going to yield. So if I sow a seed into the ground, I know that that seed, even though it's small, has the potential to become a tree. If I sow it in fertile soil and I water it and it gets sunlight, God will give the increase. All right? So, what are these seeds? These seeds are thoughts. So, let's look at let's just take, I don't know, just an apple seed. You know an apple seed will turn into an apple tree, right? it has the potential to turn into an apple tree. So think of your thought of what you want to manifest as a seed, right? You are planting that seed into the fertile ground of your heart. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, right? Not in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit. So if your spirit is clogged up by either unforgiveness or a lack of faith or fear, that's not fertile ground. Fertile ground in a spirit would be would be to embody the spirit of faith, right? To know that this seed in my mind, this thought, I don't care what it is, if it's a new business or something, I'm going to plant the seed of a new business into the fertile soil of my heart, which is only encompassing faith and not fear. It's a single-minded approach to what you're trying to manifest. When I'm trying to manifest something, I don't care what the situation looks like, because I know what it's gonna look like. The only thing that's real is what I'm creating in my mind. What I see physically is stuff that I've already created, right? So if I've already created that, I can create something newer, something better. So I take this seed, this thought, and then I nurture it. I nurture it. So I plant it in my heart, and then you have to water the plant. And what do I water it? I water it with the word. I water it with law of attraction practitioners. I water it with other manifestors. I water it with preachers. I water it with prophets. So, maybe it's a YouTube video with T.D. Jakes on faith, or Bill Winston, or Joyce Myers. I'm constantly watering the seed that I planted in my heart, because the enemy wants to uproot that seed. The enemy wants to plant seeds of doubt in your heart to overtake the harvest. But the faith, so I'm trying to say it. Well, how can I say it? I know that what I think about is going to appear physically, because I've done it so often, right? And you just become, it's tough every time. It's tough every time. You would think that after walking on water so many times and manifesting so many things that seemed impossible, I would never have any doubt, but that's not the case. I have to actively remind myself of my past victories, just like David did when Saul was chasing him. He had to encourage himself in the Lord and remind himself of all of the other giants that he slayed up until that point. And this is the same thing with the seed. You got to know that the seed, that little itty bitty thought, has your manifestation, has your physical, the spiritual seed that you're planting in the soul, in the soil of your heart, is gonna have its physical manifestation outside if you hold fast and be faithful to what you planted and you keep watering it. How do I water it? With the word and with gratitude. That's the number one thing. Philippians, I think it's 4 and something. I don't know. Look it up. But it says, be anxious for nothing, but go to God and everything. Go to God in prayer Be anxious for nothing, but only approach with prayer and thanksgiving. I know I'm kind of, but basically it says don't be afraid of anything. Prayer and thanksgiving. So we're thanking him for it in advance. So I feel the gratitude that I would feel right now. As soon as I get that thought in my mind, I paint a picture in my mind, and I thank God for manifesting that in my life. Because if you can think it, there is a multi-dimensional version of yourself already experiencing that. You would have never gotten a desire if you weren't already experiencing that on some level. That's how powerful your thoughts is, and it's infinite. So as soon as I get it in my mind, I thank God for it in advance. Thank you for that manifestation. I picture myself having whatever it is, and I try to generate a feeling of how I would feel had I already manifested what I'm believing for. So that's what I wanted to say about faith of a mustard seed. If you have any questions, ask. Please like and subscribe to this video if it added value. If not, keep it moving. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.